Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our today's presentation where we delve into the world of innovative teaching approaches. Today, we are thrilled to explore the fascinating methodologies of Suggestopedia and Desuggestopedia and how they can revolutionize the way we teach and learn. I am Marilyn Buyo from BSN English 1. To start with, you know what guys, I have this quote from PJ Abdul Kalam. It says that teaching is a noble profession that shapes the character, caliber, and the future of an individual. If the people remember me as a good teacher, that will be the biggest honor for me. As a future educator, it is very important for us to be innovative and passionate when it comes to this field. By using valuable and effective methods and approaches in teaching to provide more engaging and conducive way of learning environment to our future students. We have here the two methods in language learning, the Suggestopedia and the Desuggestopedia. But we're going to talk about first the Suggestopedia. What is Desuggestopedia? Desuggestopedia was created by a Bulgarian psychiatrist and educator, George Losanov, in 1979. It is a teaching method that puts importance in desuggesting limitations on language learning. When we say desuggesting limitations on learning, it involves actively addressing and dismantling learners' negative belief about their abilities. By creating a supportive learning environment and employing the suggestive techniques, learners should be able to overcome their self-imposed limitations and tap into their full learning potential. For example, Leo, a student with a negative mindset, struggles with math. In a traditional classroom setting, these negative beliefs about his math skills may continue to hold him back, reinforcing his limitations. However, in a Desuggestopedia-inspired learning environment, you as a teacher creates a positive atmosphere by using calming music, visual aids, guided visualization, and also affirmations. During math lesson, you will present the subject matter in an engaging and interactive way by incorporating games, group activities, and real-life situation or examples to help Leo challenge his limitations. Over time, his confidence grows and he will become more motivated and actively participating in class, leading to improved learning outcomes. The Suggestopedia, also called as affective humanistic approach. When we say affective humanistic approach, there is a respect for students' feelings happen, which learners do not use their full powers of learning and they have some limitations in learning. Remember, George Losanov also says that learning is a matter of attitude, not aptitude. So attitude is the most important when it comes to. Again, the Suggestopedia, it is a teaching method that puts importance on the suggesting limitations in learning, which you as a future educator should create a engaging and interactive learning environment for your student or to facilitate learning in a natural and a genuine way.
There are 5 principles of the Suggestopedia. Number 1 is an attention of play. The conscious attention of the learner does not focus on linguistic forms but rather on using the language. So, here the students does not really pay attention on linguistic forms like grammars, agreement, sentence structure, and so on, but they are focusing on the language itself. Number 2 is the student can learn from what is being presented in the environment, or what we call peripheral learning. So this means that students can learn through environment by observing others or observing information incidentally while focusing on other tasks. Number 3 is fine arts provides positive suggestions for students. So fine arts provides holistic approach to learning that nurtures creativity, critical thinking, the emotional intelligence, which are valuable for success in academic or personal endeavors. Number 4, the errors are gently and indirectly corrected. So correcting the students gently and indirectly allows them to reflect on their mistakes and figure out how to fix it themselves. So last number is 5. It is the teacher should integrate indirect positive suggestions into learning situations. So here, teachers can create supportive and empowering atmosphere where students feel valued, motivated, and capable of reaching their full potential. Okay, so we also have key elements of the Desuggestopedia. So we have 3. So number 1 is rich sensory learning environment. So in this helps students to engage senses like touching, hearing, seeing or sight, to enhance learning experiences by catering diverse sensory preferences and providing varied learning experiences. So number 2 is positive expectation of success. So this is where the teachers could empower students to believe in themselves, take ownership of their learning, and achieve their full potential academically and beyond. And number 3, varied range of methods. So teachers can create a dynamic and inclusive learning environment that empowers students to believe in themselves. Okay, so we'll move on with the techniques to foster this Suggestopedia. So this will help to foster this Suggestopedia. Okay, so we can set up classroom with dim lights, soft music, comfy armchairs, and also put posters on the wall so that it could create a relaxing environment. And we can also use positive suggestions or direct suggestions and tell the students positive words like they have hidden talents, something like that. And an indirect suggestion, if provided by music and comfortable conditions of the classroom, can also be used in fostering this Suggestopedia. And we can also use visualization. So here the students are asked to close their eyes and concentrate on their breathing. Then the teacher describes a screen or an event in detail so that the students think they are really there. When the scene is complete, the teacher asks students to slowly open their eyes and return to the present. This can be done just before students write a composition in order to activate their creativity. So they can also choose a new identity. So students can be asked to write about their fictional or new identity, new hometown, or new family, etc. So in first concert, music is played. This is where the music is played and the teacher begins to slow dramatic reading synchronized in intonation with the music. The music is classical. Teacher's voice is usually hushed but rises and falls with the music. And we also have second concert. So this is where students put their scripts aside and students close their eyes and listen as the teacher reads with musical accompaniment. And this time, the content that is read by the teacher is emphasized by the way the teacher reads the text. And music is secondarily important. At the end of the concert, the class ends for the day.
Hello everyone, I'm Nala Bayani, and today I will discuss the 4 stages of the Suggestopedia. First is presentation, a first stage in which the students are helped to relax and move into a positive frame of mind with the feeling that the learning is going to be easy and fun. The second is first concert or active concert. This involves the active presentation of the material to be learned. For example, in a foreign language course, there might be the dramatic reading of a piece of text accompanied by classical music. The third stage is second concert or passive review. The students are now invited to relax and listen to some baroque music with the text of being read in very quietly in the background. The music is especially selected to bring the students into the optimum mental state for the effortless acquisition of the material. And lastly, we have a practices, the use of a range of games, puzzles, etc. to review and consolidate the learning.
So, good afternoon everyone. I am Ella Jane Macolor from BSA English 1. So, what are the goals of teachers who use the Suggestopedia? So, there are 3 goals of teachers. Number 1 is teachers hope to accelerate the process by which students learn to use a foreign language of everyday communication. The second is more of the student mental powers must be taught. And the third one is this is accomplished by suggesting the psychological barriers learners bring with them to the learning situation. So what is the role of the teacher? What is the role of the teacher and what is the role of the students? So the teacher is the authority in the room. The second is in order for the method to be successful, the students must trust and respect the teacher. And the student will retain information better from in whom they have seen, since they will be more responsive to her, suggesting their limitations and suggesting how easy it will be for them to succeed. The last one is once the students trust the teacher, they can feel more secure. If they feel more secure, they can be more spontaneous and less inhibited. So, on the other hand, is the role of the teacher. They are seen as the authority in the classroom, and for the method to be successful, a student must trust and respect the teacher. So, while the student is to trust the teacher to be receptive to the suggestions. That's all.
Good afternoon, I am Jaya Mablon, and today I'm going to discuss about the advantages of this Suggestopedia. So the first is learning environment. In this Suggestopedia, the learning environment is carefully curated to be positive, relaxing, and supportive. For example, teachers may decorate the classroom with inspiring quotes, use soft lighting, play calming music, and encouraging positive interactions among students, and to create an atmosphere that is conducive to learning. So next is the thinking highly of students' feelings. So in this Suggestopedia, values the emotional well-being of students by acknowledging their feelings and ensuring that they feel comfortable and respected in the classroom. For instance, teachers may take the time to listen students' concerns, provide encouragement, and create a safe place where students feel free to express themselves without fear of judgments. Next is emphasis on interaction. In this Suggestopedia, interactions plays a crucial role in the learning process. So teachers facilitate group discussions, collaborative activities, and hands-on experiences to encourage students to engage with the material actively. So for example, students may participate in role-playing exercises, group projects, or debates to deepen their understanding of the subject matter through active participation. So next is treatment of students' mistakes. So in this Suggestopedia, approaches students' mistake as valuable learning opportunities rather than failures. So teachers provide constructive feedback and guidance to help students correct their mistakes, correct their errors, and learn from them. So for instance, instead of penalizing students for their mistakes, teachers may use them as teaching moments to reinforce key concepts and encourage continuous improvement. So these advantages contribute to creating a conducive learning environment so that supports students' emotional well-being and encourage active participation, and it may foster a positive attitude towards mistake as a part of learning process in the Suggestopedia. So if have a advantages, it also have a disadvantages. So first is the lack of flexibility. In the Suggestopedia, emphasize the relaxed, no pressure learning environment, but is indeed lack of flexibility to some students who are difficult to learn spontaneously and cause indolence to their learning. So next is overemphasize of language use. In the Suggestopedia, emphasizes that it is more important to let students learn a large of amount vocabularies than grammars. It believes the teacher should focus on the use of language rather than type of language. So, however, it may be overemphasized the use of language, and it will lead students to ignore the importance of grammar or styles of language.
So next is the Suggestopedia. It makes use of dialogues, situations, and translations to practice the language, particularly in this method of teaching language. They also emphasizes the visual images, music, to make the language or the practicing of language in a comfortable ways. Stated in Richard et al. 1990. According to Hornby 2005, so it is the method of teaching foreign language to the students who feel them in a relaxed or comfortable way, so in a positive way. So it is created by Hornby 2005. There are also principles of Suggestopedia according to Larson et al. So first is, what is the goal of Suggestopedia in teaching or learning language? So the term Suggestopedia derived from pedagogy and suggestion. So the goal of this method is to accelerate the process of language learning. In order to achieve these goals, the student must minimize the psychological barriers and maximize the power of their mental. Learners have set a commonly limit on their ability. So, for instance, students may say, "Oh, I'm too late for that. How can I learn that? I'm so old." Or, "How can I learn that amount? No one can." Like that. Luzanov says that by using this method, one can teach or learn language approximately as 3 to 5 times as quickly as conventional methods. Next is the role of teacher and students in this method. So in this method, the role of teachers and students are like parents and children. So the teachers have an authority inside the classroom. So the role of the students there is to learn to relay relay to their teachers. So once the students and teachers connect to each other, they create a bond to each other. The students trust the teacher, so they feel more secured. They are less inhibited. So the environment inside the classroom is really great to learn or to learn language and to teach language to teach the students so that learning and finding language is easy when comfortable and relaxed. And then the teaching learning process of Suggestopedia is the learner centered. So inside the classroom, they are free from anxiety and they're supportive and cooperative within the group. So, so inside the classroom, they're consciously designed learning environment. For example, a bright or colorful lemon flower decoration inside the classroom. For example, bright, colorful decorated classroom, flowers, the seating orders, the seating arrangement are in line. See the max the freedom they have is evident. So after that, they can learn freely. They can enjoy inside the classroom. By doing that also, the the student can practice within themselves. So by the decorating area, as you can see, many before you can see that inside the classroom there are so many decorated decorated context. There are also learning areas so that the student can learn freely or they can apply it in a um, conversational settings or in everyday life situations. So that's it. Next is the nature of student-teacher and student-student interaction. So of course, the teacher initiates the interaction within the whole group. So usually it happens when it starts the class. Later, the students initiate interaction within themselves also.